Governor Hochul's new housing plan that could transform some Long Island communities. But many town supervisors on our island are upset that the state may be trying to usurp their zoning powers. News 12's Jen Seelig has been speaking with officials, and she joins us from the Bethpage train station. Jen.
Good evening, Doug. In Hochul's big housing proposal, she wants to see more residential development built within a half-mile radius from train stations. So obviously this affecting many villages and towns across Long Island, forcing them to rezone. And this is just one of many requirements that these local municipalities will have to follow if that state proposal gets approved.
Affordable housing is so necessary because so many of my friends have had to move home because they can't afford living in the city anymore, and it's just become impossible.
Taylor Jaswelly is subletting her Brooklyn apartment and is living back at home with mom in Glen Cove. She says rent is getting too expensive and buying a house is out of the reach for many people. Governor Hochul hopes to change that by boosting the inventory of housing statewide.
Every single locality across the state will have a target for building new homes.
Her proposal is to create 800,000 new homes over the next decade statewide. The plan would require downstate towns and villages to increase housing units by 3% over 3 years. But some town supervisors say they don't like that requirement.
We're doing building, we're building affordable housing, but let us do it where we get local input, local control, and do it in a way that's going to work for our communities.
Under Hochul's plan, if a town or village fails to meet the 3% target, a new state housing approval board could overrule local zoning laws to spur new development. That's an idea that's rankled many town supervisors, including Ed Smith of Huntington.
Local municipalities will still have their zoning and planning boards making decisions, but they're going to be making those decisions with a gun to their head. That if they don't make a decision that the Albany board likes, the Albany board can come in and supersede them.
Smith also says much of Long Island is overdeveloped already.
All of our drinking water comes from an aquifer. New York City comes from reservoirs, as does upstate. We don't have the sewer infrastructure that New York City has. We don't have the mass transit that New York City has.
Now these local officials, they want and they need affordable housing. They understand that, but they say under this state proposal, their hands are going to be tied, Doug.
Yeah, towns are very protective of those zoning powers. So what's the next step in all this, Jen?
So this proposal has to be approved by the state legislature, and this is just one of many debates that these lawmakers are going to have in the new session, which just started.